Hi everyone, welcome back to another episode of Small Caliber Arms Review. I'm Richard. Today we're at the range again. A little rainy, cold, dreary, gloomy, all that good stuff. But today I have a firearm that might warm it up a little bit. This is the Smith & Wesson M&P9 Performance Center Ported. This is kind of a run and gun, 3-gun, steel challenge, competition type gun. Really smooth trigger on it, beautiful gun, beautiful finish, beautiful function. It's what they call their core, which is competition optics ready equipment. And you take the little plate off the top here and you can put your red dot on there. And I plan on doing that a little bit later on, but today we're going to give it its first run and see how it does. So far, so good. One of the things this gun's made for is to go fast. It's got the ported barrel on it that keeps your muzzle flipped to a minimum so the gases escape out of the end there and help push it down a little bit. We're going to take a few shots at this first target real fast and see how it does. There's a full magazine, 17 rounds there. It does great. And you can see around the port there on the front maybe a little bit. It's a little smoked up there. That's from the exhaust gases coming out that helps reduce that muzzle flip on it. It's a really smooth trigger on it. It's got a little trigger over, I can't remember the name of it. Anyways, a trigger stop that keeps you from over pulling the trigger that you could lose precious time on when you're in a competition where speed is what counts, and that reduces the amount of distance the trigger has to travel so your finger is ready to go back once it reaches the end. The reset on this trigger is also pretty quick. Once you hit the trigger stop and you release, it doesn't go very far before it's armed and ready to fire the next round. We're going to do a little bit of accuracy tests on it, see how it does. Alright, I touched up a little bit of the paint on the second target here. We're going to just hit a shot on there and see if we can't put some more rounds right in the same spot, see how they do. That's not too bad. I was able to keep them in a pretty tight group on there, and there was what, 10 rounds right there on that target. All pretty close. Not really taking a whole lot of time to get my sight picture good, but yeah, it's not too bad. If you'll notice on the side of this firearm there are two levers. This is your takedown lever. This is your slide lock. There's one button right here, that's your magazine release. No safety on this firearm. This gun is, like I said, is made to run and gun, shoot fast, go fast, move fast, and it's a good gun for it. Let's do a little bit of mag change trial this time. It's fun. This would be a fantastic firearm for a lot of different competitions, or just if you wanted a really accurate center fire handgun to play around with at home or at your own personal range or at a public range or wherever you want. Just something to hone your skills with. Although it's designed to be a competition gun, one of the things you'll need to get is a good holster, and this one I've got a Serpa Blackhawk on it, and you'll see if you try to pull it out, you can't. It has an L-shaped button on there. You have to push that, then you can pull the firearm. Make sure that you've got a good holster for it, because like I said, This particular pistol has no safety on it. This is the only safety there is for it. Pretty decent holster, not real expensive. There are probably better ones out there. Of course, there's more expensive ones out there too, but this one seems to suit me just fine. And if you're going to shoot like an IDPA competition, which is the International Defensive Pistol Association, you have to have some kind of garment to cover it. A lot of the guys use this real thin vest that covers it, because you actually have to carry it concealed, and then you go through the course of fire on there. Some of the other competitions don't require you to wear any outer garment, but just be advised that you still want a good holster, because they're going to probably require you to holster it and draw from the holster to carry out the course of fire. One of the benefits about this firearm is that they've been around for a while. The Smith & Wesson M&P9 series has been popular firearms. This is the competition model, the performance series they call it, and parts, aftermarket parts, are really easy to find with it, whether it be the Smith & Wesson manufactured magazines, or you can go to ProMag. ProMag also makes magazines for this firearm. They also have high capacity ones. Of course, you really don't need anything more than the 17 rounds that it's designed to handle, but they do make a 32 or 33 round magazine for it. Looks a little goofy when you're carrying that around, but my Kel-Tec Sub 2000 is set up to receive Smith & Wesson M&P9 magazines, which is one of the reasons I opted for the Smith & Wesson over some of the other performance model firearms, because the compatibility. I can use parts off of this, or the magazines off of this, to fit the Kel-Tec Sub 2000. Okay, let's look at field stripping while we're waiting for the rain to lighten up a little bit, maybe the winds to die down a little bit. I hope the winds don't pick up on the microphone too much. But anyways, the takedown is the same as on the 9mm shield I did in an earlier video. Just lock your slide back. Inside there's a little wire that needs to be, a little zigzaggy wire in there, needs to be pushed down. And once you do that, go ahead and rotate your takedown lever to the side, roll it down 90 degrees. Pull your slide back a little bit, it releases the magazine release, or the slide release, and slides right off. You can take the recoil spring and the guide rod out. It's a captive unit. Set that to the side, pull your barrel out, clean it up, especially around the ports and everything there. It gets pretty nasty in there, that's for sure. Reassembly is the same way, or the opposite. Just put your barrel back in there, pull it all the way back till it jumps down in there. The blue end of the spring, which is your guide rod, goes in there. Push that forward just a little bit, and you'll see the end of the guide rod will go right down behind the lug there. Then just take and slide it back together. Once you pull it on, takedown lever flip back, it's ready to go again. I don't know if you can see this, but on it's a 3-dot sight system on here, and the two rear dots are pretty good, but the front one is pretty well smoked up from the exhaust gases coming out of the ports on the front there. This will definitely be getting a optic put on it. Pull that plate off there, and mount a red dot on there. I'm looking for the Vortex Venom, I believe it is, with a 3 MOA dot on it, and that's what I want to run on here. But even from the manufacturer, it's going to be back ordered for like 3 weeks. But there it is. Whew, it's wet, windy, not quite cold, but it's wet and windy out there. The wind's coming in from, kind of like from where I'm shooting at. So I think we're going to call it a day today, and maybe come back next time and try it again. Hopefully the weather will be a little bit nicer out, and we could probably take the rest of this day to go visit some gun stores. Nothing else to do until, got to go to work again. But anyways, if you like this video, click like. Click subscribe if you haven't already, and share this with anyone you want, please, on social media, whatever platform you use, Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, whatever. Help me out. It takes a lot to get 1,000 subscribers and 4,000 watch hours of view time, but I would appreciate any help I can get. Thanks for watching. Let's try this again. I screwed that one up. Empty magazine. Snatched my phone off my side when I did that.